Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back. I am Cris the Girl, and yes, it is true, we are indeed moving from Florida. We're gonna chat about it here today. First of all, I wanna say this is not how I wanted this video to be or to go. I actually went yesterday over on Disney property and I walked around the monorail loop, and I wanted to have this be a bit more visually interesting than me just sitting here in front of the camera talking to you all. But it was so windy yesterday. You see that? You see that? What is this wind? And my external microphone was not connecting to my camera for some reason, etc., etc. Lo and behold, the audio was just absolutely terrible. And as much as I tried to doctor it up, it just was not. It was just not happening. And I would rather, this is an important video. This is kind of an important video. So I would rather it just be a little bit less visually interesting for you, but be able to get my point across and that you can hear me well and like all of the things. All that being said, that's why we're here sitting down in the kitchen. We're just gonna be talking. We're just gonna be chit-chatting. And yeah, we're moving from Florida, you guys. We are moving from Florida, so we're gonna talk all about it. I'm gonna explain from my end why we decided to make this decision, why I want to move from Florida, and just a few other things too. So yeah, thanks for clicking on the video. Hope that you enjoy it. Grab a snack and a drink, because we're talking about all the things. A big major life change is happening, you all, and we're gonna talk about it. So there's a few things that I wanna say before we really like kind of dive into it. First of all, Tampa Jay is making his own video, and we're actually going to release these basically at the exact same time on the exact same day. So make sure, if you haven't seen it already, go check out his video, because we wanted to do this separately. We wanted to do this separately because we both have our own reasons, thoughts, feelings, opinions about us moving away from Florida. He has his own history here in Florida and his own experiences and such, and so do I. We have a lot of different thoughts and feelings and such. We also have a lot of the same ones, clearly, because we both have decided to do this. But anyway, I just wanted to say, make sure you check out Tampa Jay's video as well. Link is always down in the description below. And then the second thing too that I want to just preface here, I hope that everybody will watch the entirety of this video, because obviously giving like a lot of reasons and such as to why we're moving, etc. And I just don't want you all to worry about us. I want to sit here and reassure you all that we're gonna be okay. I feel like whenever big life decisions, big things, big changes like this happens, people have a lot of thoughts and opinions on that. And honestly, rightfully so, I understand it. I am so incredibly grateful for you all. I'm so grateful for my subscribers, for my viewers, anybody who decides to watch my videos. You all are amazing. I really appreciate it. And I genuinely see how much you guys care about us. I see it in your comments, and the fact that you watch the videos and all of these things, like I see how much you guys care about us genuinely, and that you want to see us succeed and do the right thing and all of that stuff. So I want to start by saying thank you all so much for that. You know, constructive criticism and really pretty much anything at all, just as long as it's not pure troll hate, like, is welcome on the channel. But I just want to say that we're good. We're good here. We're two adults. We have thought about this a lot. We put a lot of time, energy, effort into making this happen, into making this decision. And this is what is happening. It is happening. There's no debate here. There's no stopping this train. We are moving forward, folks. We are moving out of Florida no matter what. And we are just so super excited about it, and we can't wait to take you all along with us, of course, too. And yeah, just in general, want to say thank you all very much, because I already know that there's going to be a lot of support and positivity. Just want to say I'm very, very grateful for you all. Thank you all so much. Just right up front here for being a part of this journey, for being a part of my life. Been doing YouTube now for, what is it, almost, I think this is the 4th year. Coming up in October, it'll be 4 years. And I just appreciate you all for being a part of my life, for coming along with me on all of these life changes that I've had these past 3-ish years, 3.5 years, I guess. So thank you all so much for being here, for watching this video, and just for all of the things. You know, Florida has been obviously a huge part of my life. If you're not new here, if you're familiar with me, you're familiar with the channel, then you know this. I grew up here in Florida and spent all of my childhood here. I've lived all across the Central Florida area, from the East Coast to the West Coast, from Tampa to Cocoa to Melbourne to Sanford to Claremont. I've also lived here in different parts of my life, not just when I was a child, but also as an adult. Just randomly throughout my life, I've somehow ended up back here in Florida. No matter how many times I've tried to leave, I just somehow end up coming back here. And something that my mom has always instilled inside of my brother and I is the love to travel and the need to see and experience other things. She always taught us that there's so much more to this life, to this world, than just what is in your backyard, than what you're just used to in your own town, in your own state. And so when I was a kid, pretty much every single summer, we would take these big long trips across country, and we wouldn't go by plane either. We had an RV, we would travel across country, and we'd see the most amazing, most beautiful places ever. And they were honestly some of the most amazing memories of my entire life. And it really just put this love of adventure and travel into my heart, to where I knew when I was an adult and I was old enough to do so, and financially capable, I guess, enough to do so, that I was going to leave Florida. I was going to get out of Florida. I was going to travel. I was going to see different places, experience different states, and move on with my life. It was just something that I always wanted to do. And so I did do that. I have lived in many different states as an adult, maybe more than any sane person really should. But nonetheless, I have done that, and I don't regret a thing. I really don't. It's been so cool to be able to live in different states. Cut to, what is it? When did I start? Was it 2022? 2021? Was it October 2021? That's something I could easily look up, but I'm not gonna do it. Anyway, cut to when I started doing my YouTube channel here. I just so happened to be in Pennsylvania at the time. That's when my YouTube career started. And I was really happy there. Don't get me wrong. I very much enjoyed my very short amount of time in Pennsylvania. I thought, yeah, this is it. Like, I'm going to be making content here. I don't know. Like, I was just really excited about the possibilities of the videos that I was going to create in Pennsylvania. And then, of course, Tampa Jay comes along, and long story short, I end up moving back to Florida. It just made the most sense. But I did not think that that was going to happen. I really genuinely did not think that I was going to be doing a majority of my YouTube stuff, or just living my life in general, back here in Florida. Did not see that on my bingo card whatsoever. And even though when I was initially kind of thinking about maybe doing a YouTube channel, I always thought, well, clearly, like, moving back to Florida and doing Disney content and theme parks in general would be a good idea, because I know it like the back of my hand. I have a history and blah, 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 blah. I just felt like I had a lot to offer there. So I always kind of thought that that would be what I would do if I ever did a YouTube, but I really genuinely did not think that that was going to happen anytime soon. Lo and behold, here we are. It's 2025, and we've been doing content here for 3 years. 3 years. It's been 84 years. It's been so long. And I want to start this off. The reason kind of why I'm getting into this diatribe here. While I am going to be talking about the reasons why I've decided to move, I want to start off by saying how grateful and appreciative and blessed that I have been to be here in Florida for many, many, many different reasons. We can start with YouTube. I, again, did not think that I would have the opportunity this early on to do content and videos on Disney stuff, on Florida in general. That has been really amazing to have that opportunity to do that and to share that with you all. Again, did not think that was going to happen. The universe obviously had different plans for me, and I'm very, very grateful for that. Very grateful for that, because I have no idea when I would have made that a priority ever if, you know, I had never met Tampa Jay and I never moved down here. I don't know when I would have ever have made it down here to Florida to make content or whatever. So I'm super grateful for that. I am proud in general of the videos that I've done and the opportunities that I've had here in Florida. I feel like it has helped me out a lot in a lot of ways. So I definitely recognize that, and it's something that I'll never forget. And more importantly than all of that, of course, is just being here in Florida with Jay, you know, with the love of my life, being here with him. And it's important to him as well, because he has a lot of memories here too. So for both of us to share that with each other and to take each other to places that, you know, we used to live or used to go to school or whatever has been exceptionally important to both of us as people who really value history and our family and nostalgia and stuff like that. To be able to share that with our partner is so important and meaningful. And the fact that we've had this opportunity to do that together, and not just together as a couple, but also with my family, with my parents and with his mom, and all of that like together has been so amazing. It's been a blessing. And then of course also the friends that I have made along the way. It's all about the friends you make along the way. But really and seriously, like, have made just the most amazing friends here. You know, I know that these are friends that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, and just met the most amazing people ever, truly. And that has been beyond words is all I'm trying to say. So that's been really amazing. And yeah, just in general, the opportunities that I've had, the people that I've met, being here in Florida during this time frame in my life clearly was what the universe needed me to do. It was the plan for me all along. And I've learned to just accept it, go along for the ride. Wherever the wind takes me is where I go, and just really grateful for that. So all of that being said, I do want to get into why I've decided to move from Florida. And now notice that I'm saying I instead of we, because once again, Tampa Jay has his own reasons. Jay has his own reasons and thoughts and feelings. A lot of them line up with mine, I will say that, but I'm not going to put words into his mouth. So I'm going to say me here in this instance, but clearly we've made this decision together. We're doing this together. So we agree on a lot of things, but I'm just still going to just say it from my perspective nonetheless. Again, check out his video if you want to see what he has to say. So as you may imagine, there's quite a few reasons why I've decided to move from Florida, and I'm not going to get into all of them. I don't want to bog this video down with too much negativity, or I don't know, we'll be here for 5,000 years, to be honest, as sad as that is. But I'll give a few reasons here, a few of the main reasons why. And one of them, as I'm sure many of you have guessed right off the bat, which by the way, I'll just add this in here too. I meant to mention this at the beginning of the video, but well done everybody. Well done everybody who guessed. I know a lot of people have guessed in the comments why, like what's happening, what's this big life thing that they keep talking about. And a lot of people have guessed that we are moving in general. A lot of people have guessed that. And honestly, like if you're paying attention, like we're just terrible liars. Like I feel like we've made it kind of obvious because we're just so excited about it, and it's hard for us to contain that excitement. It's hard for us to keep surprises under our belts. To be honest, we're both kind of terrible at it. So I've been itching to tell you guys like for the longest time, but we just wanted to get our ducks in a row basically and make sure everything was like set up here so we could say it properly just in case anything went wrong or whatever. And also, I meant to say at the beginning that I'm not going to say in this video where we are moving to yet, because that's kind of its own thing in and of itself. Like that's kind of a big part of why we're moving to is the location in and of itself. And I kind of want to give that its own moment to shine. And I don't want to bog, again, this video down with that in there. So I don't know. It's just a choice that we made we'll leave that for a separate announcement. This is a big enough announcement. Let's give them their own time and their own space and their own video and all of that. So anyway, first reason is because of the hurricanes. The hurricanes, they suck. They're horrible. I don't want to belabor the moment here. I think a lot of people are doing a mass exodus from Florida because of the hurricanes. Again, being a Floridian myself, growing up here as a child in the 90s and the 2000s, went through some of the most terrible hurricanes that we've had, and they're horrible. It's not fun having to evacuate, having to pack up everything that you hold dear in your car and having to leave stuff behind and not knowing what you're gonna come back to, like at the end of the hurricane. Like the whole thing is just unreasonably terrible. I will say this for J2, spoiler alert, but neither of us want to deal with it ever again. We are absolutely done with the hurricanes. So that is definitely a huge reason. Just don't want to deal with them pretty much ever again if we can help it. And then also going along with that, I will say the weather just in general here in Florida is terrible. I understand that we have really, really nice winters. We have mild winters and such, and it's always green and all of that stuff. But the heat, man, the summers are terrible. And I have always hated this about Florida. It's always been something that I just cannot stand. And I've noticed lately, the past couple of years, my body is like, I can't do this anymore. Like I have been getting pretty sick. My body has really been rejecting the heat lately. I've mentioned that in a couple videos in the past, but like I'd go to theme parks in the middle of the summer and it's like, I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I have never felt that feeling before of like, I'm 2 seconds away from passing out, like, or being sick or whatever. I can't do it. And then also kind of building off of that as well. Again, not gonna say where we're moving to, but where we are moving to has seasons. And that doesn't exactly narrow it down for you all, but where we are moving to does have seasons, and I want to live somewhere where there are seasons. And I completely understand that in theory, like winters are terrible. I know a lot of people out there obviously deal with actual legitimate winters and snow and things like that. And I'm not saying we're going to be moving somewhere that's going to have like extreme winters, but there's going to be winter there. And I'll probably be eating my words. I'll say that, okay? All you northerners up there can be like, oh, she's gonna regret saying that. I get it. I'm sure that I will. I'm positive that I will. Nonetheless, I have still always wanted to experience seasons. I feel like that is a very human thing to need to experience and go through. I feel like winter, fall, like that's such a natural part of life, of having things kind of die away and then the rebirth of it of spring and summer and such. We're getting philosophical here, but here we are. I want to experience that. I think that that is healthy, and I think that that is something that will actually, I don't know, be helpful for me to kind of go through and experience, and I don't know, just all the things. Could go on and on. I won't do so, but in general, I'm excited for seasons. I want seasons. I want fall. Dang it. I want fall. Dang it. So that's a big reason too. The other reason for me, I have to preface this again by saying for me, as to why I really want to move from Florida is I still don't really know how to say this, even though I literally said it yesterday. I just feel like Florida in general, and especially in the Central Florida area, I feel like there are a lot of people here doing the same thing YouTube-wise, if you catch my drift. There's a lot of vloggers here. There's a lot of content creators here, and rightfully so. Obviously, it's the theme park capital of the world, basically. So I get that, and I think a lot of people want to move here to Florida for that reason, to make that their content and such. Nothing wrong with that. Again, that was my goal at one point. So there is that, but I just feel like there's too much. And I don't mean that in a sense of like competition wise. I just mean in a sense of there's too much Florida content out there, I feel personally. And that doesn't excite me. That doesn't challenge me, although in a way it kind of has challenged me, because I feel like I've had to really try to think outside of the box to not just do the same freaking videos that everybody else does. It's not been the most fun that I've ever had in my life to, let's say, go do something and there's thousands of other people there who are doing the exact same thing and filming the exact same thing. It's not very fun. It's not very creative. It just hasn't been the best experience in general. And honestly, could say again, so much more, could spill tea. I'm not going to spill tea, but it hasn't been the best experience of my life. I much preferred when I was in Pennsylvania and I was just kind of doing my own thing, kind of just bopping around and doing my own thing. And you know, obviously I wasn't the only person in Pennsylvania making videos. Like, clearly that's not the case, but that is peanuts compared to what Florida is. I feel like there's enough people here making content on this stuff that you don't need me. You don't need my help on that. I just kind of feel that way. I do not want to be a theme park vlogger. I don't want to be a theme park content creator. That is not what I want to do. At one point, yes, now at this point, now that I know things and that I've kind of dabbled in it and stuff, I don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Absolutely do not want to do it. Does that mean that theme park content will be a part of the channel going forward? Absolutely. Does that mean the next video you all are going to see is a theme park video? Absolutely. But in general, I just don't want that to be the main content of my stuff. And obviously there's more to Florida than just the freaking theme parks. But at the same time, I don't feel like I'm being pushed creatively here. I just feel bored. I think it's just because I have lived here for so long. And once again, this is again why I wanted to say this at the beginning of the video. I know that there's more out there than this. I know that there is more out there than just Florida. And when it comes to my channel and the content that I've put out, I have only done maybe 10% of all of the things that I would love to do on this channel. And now a lot of that does have to do with the fact that I still have a 9-to-5 job, so I'm limited on the things that I can do. I don't do well on planes, blah, 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 blah. Don't have to get into all of that. But I feel like it's going to be much more helpful for us to get out of Florida and be closer to some of these other places that I want to cover on my channel. as opposed to just kind of being stuck all the way down here in this one part of the country. And thus I'm limited to what Florida can offer. And again, Florida can offer a lot, but as far as what I want to cover on my channel, I feel like I'm just done and I need to move on. So hopefully all of that makes sense. That one's kind of a tricky one for me to explain, but I guess just in general, content wise, I want to move on from Florida and all of this stuff. Let everybody who's down here take it, have it, run with it, do all the things. I'm going to move on and go over here and do my thing. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. Also a good segue to say that doesn't mean we're never coming back to Florida again. We will definitely be back to Florida, especially Jay. He's a full-time YouTuber now, officially, as of today. And so he's going to have a lot more freedom to be able to travel around a little bit more. And he's definitely going to be coming back to Florida. He's obviously still going to be covering theme park stuff and just roadside attractions and like all the things. So he's definitely going to be coming back here a lot more. And I'm hoping to as well, like a little bit, you know, still want to do haunts and things like that. But yeah, so we will definitely be back to Florida. It's not a see you later, I'm never going to see you ever again for the rest of my life. It's not going to be like that for sure. Also, just to kind of go along with that too, I will say that Disney has been a catalyst in all of this. I feel like there have been multiple things, especially within this past year. 2024 has been a very, very difficult year for me living in Florida for many different reasons. And Disney has been a big part of that, unfortunately, with all the decisions that they've been making and taking out rides and attractions that I love the most. And just having to deal with all of that stuff, having to deal with that news, having to deal with other people being super excited about it and not understanding how it can be really hurtful for the rest of us. And just having to see that in real time, being in the thick of things, I guess is what I'm trying to say, has just been heartbreaking. It's been crushing. And I think, again, if you're familiar with me, if you're familiar with the channels, you've been watching the videos, you know this. I've been a broken record about it. I don't want to belabor the moment, but I do want to say that that has been a huge, huge, huge reason as well for me to be like, what is even the point? Like, what is even the point of me being here anymore? I don't want to think about Disney ever again. Honestly, I want this out of my life. And I feel like I gotta get the heck out of here for that to really like happen. I feel like the universe is like, move on, let it go. No pun intended, but let it go and move on with your life. I gotta move on from Florida. I need to move on from this past that I feel like I'm just kind of clinging on to. And again, very grateful and appreciative that I've been able to share a lot of that with you, but I cling on to it more than I feel like I should. And I want to live my life. I want to move forward, do new adventures, make new memories with my family. And in order for me to do that, I feel like I just gotta get the heck out of this state. Okay, and then I actually did save the biggest reason for last here. But my parents. So they live full time in an RV as I have stated many times in the past. And they're getting at a point in their lives where they kind of don't really want to do that anymore. You know, they're getting older and they have been doing this. Oh my gosh, they've been doing this for a really long time, you guys. 10 years now, I think. And so that's a long time. And it is very, 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 very hard to live full-time in an RV. You can't have as much stuff as you want. You have to be very conscious about your storage and how much electricity you use, and you know, your space is really, really small, your bathroom's really tiny. It takes a lot of work to get your RV all set up and ready to go to be travel worthy. It takes a lot of time planning the itinerary and figuring out like where you're going to go and where you're going to stay and the roads that you have to take and the gas stations you got to stop at. And it's a lot. It's a whole dang thing. And my parents have thoroughly enjoyed living full-time in an RV. They've had a great time. They've seen amazing places. They've done amazing things. And I don't think that they would trade that for the world. It's been a wonderful experience for them. And I'm proud of them. I'm really, really happy for them for being able to do that. But it's getting to a point where I think they would like to, I know that they would like to have more space. They'd like to be a bit more stationary. Since they're retired, their options for things are a little bit limited, let's just say, without getting into the weeds too much here. So what I have thought, what they have thought, what we have talked over together as the three of us, what we have talked over together as the four of us with Jay, etc., we have come to the conclusion, I suppose, that we are going to buy a house. And that is the ultimate goal with all of this, is to one day, very, very soon here, buy a house. I've never bought a house before, by the way, so very scary stuff here. But that is the ultimate goal. We can talk about that later. Because we want to buy a house and have enough space and land for the four of us to live in this place and, you know, have our separate places so we're not stepping on each other's toes and we have our privacy and like all the things. Trust me, we've thought about it, we've talked about it, we've ruminated on it, Jay has thought about it, we've had endless discussions about it. It's been a whole thing behind the scenes. And ultimately, that is the goal. We're all on board for this. We don't want to live in Florida. We do not want to live in Florida. It's for all of the reasons that I've stated plus more. It's never really been a thing that we've wanted to do. Basically, we've all decided and come together on all of the states that we would potentially like to live in, and we've narrowed it down to this one state that will be revealed later. We all agree we would love to live here. We've all wanted to live here, and so that's what we're doing. So basically, the plan is, guys, we're moving to this new state, and we're going to be renting a house again for a year. And hopefully within that year, you know, we get a feel for the different areas in this place, or maybe we just don't even like the state at all. I don't know. We have to see. But the plan is to rent first before we make such a huge freaking decision as buying a dang house in a place that we don't have like that much familiarity with. So that's the plan here. And that is the main ultimate goal for me, myself, personally. That is the catalyst of this entire thing, is to take care of my parents. Not gonna cry. We're not gonna do it. My parents mean the world to me. They are the most important thing in this world to me. They're not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. Their health, their happiness. It's funny because I didn't cry when I filmed this yesterday, but here we are. They have done so much for me my entire life, and I want to do something for them. How? I can do this. We can do this. I feel like one of the best things that I can do for them is to do this. Is to do this for them. Is to give them a nice, quiet place where they can enjoy their retirement, you know, in a different way, where they can relax on, can I say this without crying? Truly? Where they can relax on a porch with some rockers and enjoy. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I can do this. Listen, I think you all get the point, okay? I just want my parents to enjoy their retirement and to enjoy these years of their life. And I feel like this is something that I can help them with. This is something that I can do for them. And it's something that I want as well. So we're going to do it. It is happening. And I'm just really, really, really so excited and, again, grateful, blessed, appreciative, all the things that I am in a position to be able to do this for them. Because if I wasn't here, if I wasn't able to do this, it wouldn't be an option for them. It just wouldn't be an option for them. So I am just really grateful that I can, and so beyond grateful that Jay is on board with this too. He loves my parents love him. And again, we've all agreed, like, we can do this as long as we each have our separate spaces, all the things. Jay has had a lot of time to think about this, and he's on board with it. He's excited for it. He knows how much my parents mean to me, and he knows more than anybody how important family is, and that you got to take care of the ones that you love as much as you can, for as long as you can. So yeah, I just want to say that I'm really, really grateful for him. Anyway, that's that. Those are the main reasons. Those are the main reasons why I have decided to move, and why that this is happening. Here's the thing. Here's the real talk. It's never going to be the right time. First of all, that doesn't exist. The right time doesn't exist. You'll never feel ready for major life decisions. It just doesn't happen. You know, you're always going to come up with reasons not to do something. And I could sit here till the cows come home and tell you all the reasons why we shouldn't do this, and why now is not the right time, and this, that, and the other thing. I personally try my best not to live my life that way. As I've said, I have lived in so many different states in my relatively short amount of time being on this planet. And honestly, there's been so many times where I had no business moving. Absolutely no business moving in any way, shape, or form. I didn't have the finances. I was all alone by myself. I didn't have a U-Haul. I didn't have money for a U-Haul or for movers or for anything like that. I would just throw everything that I could inside of my car, donate everything else, and start over fresh. And I had no business doing that crap. But I did it anyway. And guess what? It always worked out in the end. Every single time. Obviously, I have a lot of things going for me. I don't have children, and I can work remotely. I've been able to work remotely for a lot of my jobs, which has been amazing. That's been very helpful. So there's definitely a lot of things that I've had going for me too, for sure. You have to take risks. You have to follow your dreams and do the things that you want to do, or you're just, what the heck is even the point of life? Honestly, what is the point of life if you are not doing the things that you really and truly want to do? And I've always been taught that. And that's how I live my life. Honestly, that's how I live my life. And so far, it's worked out pretty okay. Some things could be better. But in general, in the grand scheme of things, no complaints and no regrets, truly. So I firmly believe and have felt this all throughout last year, 2024, and the beginning of this year, and all the way up to right now in this moment, that it is time. It is time. This is the time. The right thing to do is to move from Florida and go somewhere else. This is the time. Again, just to keep going with the cliches here, we're in the next chapter of our lives. We are so ready to close this one and ready to open up this new one. Going to this new place is going to open up so many opportunities for myself and for Jay and for my parents too, and for Jay's mom as well. Like, this is the right thing to do. It is the right time to do it. And we're so excited. We are so excited about it. And I just want to thank you all so much for coming along with us. I hope you all will come along with us on this journey. And I just appreciate you all so much, again, for all of the support and for the kind words, both in the past and in the present, as well as in the future. It means the world to us. This is such a huge, big life change and announcement and whatnot. And I just appreciate you all being here for it and for watching this video and whatnot. I think this is we're actually just go ahead and wrap it up, because that's basically it, guys. We're moving from Florida. It is happening. All right, guys, interrupting the video here for just a sec, because I forgot I wanted to get Tampa Jay actually in the video to say a few words. So first of all, congratulations, because you are now officially a full-time YouTuber.
I just, yeah, thank you. I just ended my job.
Yep.
And it honestly, it feels great.
Good.
Very emotional. You know, I miss the people I work with, but, you know, this is something that I've dreamed of for a long time, and I'm happy.
Good.
Yeah. And you're moving?
Yeah, I'm moving. So good luck to you, and I'll see you later.
All right, see you later. I was saying in my video that I remember when I first moved here with my family and how excited I was. This is like, it feels like that. Like, you and I are going to go start over. We're going to have, you know, a new area of exploration and all that. And just feels like this chapter is going to be big and well-deserved for both of us. And I'm really looking forward to this new chapter with you and with everyone watching too. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can't wait till we tell more and do more. We got a lot to do.
We do. Oh my gosh, we have so much to do, you guys. You have no idea.
Celebrate.
Yeah, we're gonna celebrate tonight. We're gonna get some pizza and celebrate Tampa Jay being full time and sharing this news with you all and just all of the things. And I think you brought up that made me think too, like, we both are going to be starting fresh, basically, in this brand new state that neither of us have ever lived in before. Yeah. And I think that that's really cool because, like I was saying in my video, yeah, I know, I got to think about it for a minute.
Did I live in that one?
Yeah. It's going to be neat to start in a brand new state together that we haven't lived in yet. We haven't made any memory. Well, we've made some memories in. But
you're dropping hints.
Not all the memories.
We have been to a lot of states
We've been
together.
to a lot of
It's over
states.
20.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of states together. So we've dropped hints. But anyway, yeah, I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
And it's about to happen.
Who knew Canada had states too?
I know.
Whoops.
We're not moving to Canada.
Sorry, Scott.
So yeah, everyone, I think that is it. I think that's all that I wanted to say in this particular video. But especially I, will be vlogging the experience of packing and moving and then the new place and like all of this stuff, unpacking, decorating. We won't be doing too much. We'll get into that. But anyway, all of this stuff, like I'm going to be taking you all bleh. So excited, I can't talk. I'm going to be taking you all along with me for pretty much every single step of the way. So got a lot of content coming up as far as all of that goes. Once again, make sure you check out Tampa Jay's video on this and see his thoughts and feelings on it all too. The link is always down in the description below. Thanks for sticking with it throughout this whole video. I'm sure it was a little bit of a longer one. And again, I'm really sorry that we're sitting here. We're just sitting here and we were just chit-chatting the whole time. I do apologize. I wanted it to be more interesting, but Mother Nature truly had other plans for me. So anyway, the news is out. We are moving from Florida. And I think that is it. So once again, thank you for watching. Have so many more adventures coming up here, as I always say, and truly I mean it, because wow, this 2025 is an adventure. It is going to be a huge, gigantic adventure. So I appreciate you all coming along with me for that. Okay, that is it. Thank you again for watching. I will see you all very, very, very soon. Bye-bye, everyone. See you later.